We are the Northwest Surgical Trials Centre. We support surgeons who want to develop a surgical trial. Our multidisciplinary team of experts includes statisticians, surgeons, methodologists, and health economists, and has the expertise to help you develop your trial. We recommend contacting us early when you're formulating your research question. Our whole approach is tailored around supporting you and your idea. A good surgical trial will have these features: be important to patients, the public, and the NHS. Be of high scientific quality. Be impactful, making a difference to patient outcomes and healthcare. The PICO format is a good place to start. Population. Which patients are you interested in? Intervention. Are you testing a new or an established treatment? Comparator. What is the current standard of care? Outcome. What outcome will you measure that will be important to patients? We'll now explain how we work and show you some of the key parts to developing a surgical trial. We will use a study called the BASICS trial as an example. BASICS was a multi-centre neurosurgery randomised controlled trial. Step 1. Define the clinical problem. This is key to developing a good trial. It is necessary to describe the importance and scale of the problem for patients and the NHS. BASICS address the issue of infection after surgery to insert a ventriculoperitoneal shunt, which is the main treatment for hydrocephalus. There are about 3,000 brain shunt operations each year in the UK. Up to 1 in 10 patients develop a shunt infection and need antibiotics and further surgery. Shunt infection also affects brain development and cognitive function. So, preventing shunt infection is really important. Step 2. What's the current evidence and clinical practice? Whatever intervention you are testing, it's important to establish what is currently known about it and what surgeons are doing routinely. Systematic reviews and clinical practice surveys can help. For example, in BASICS, standard brain shunts are made of plain silicone. But 2 new devices, antibiotic and silver shunts, were introduced with the claim that they would reduce infection. A national survey found that neurosurgeons were using a mix of standard, antibiotic and silver shunts, even though a systematic review showed that there was a lack of high-quality evidence and no properly powered trials. Step 3. Trial design. The statistician and methodologist can help work out the best design to answer the research question. For BASICS, our PICO was population. Any patient having a new brain shunt. Intervention, antibiotic or silver shunt. Comparator, standard shunt. Outcome, time to shunt infection. Patients were randomised equally to either standard, antibiotic or silver shunts. Step 4. Target a funding body and call. We can help with costings and preparing the application. We recommend that you allow plenty of time to develop the trial. The BASICS trial took 16 months from the initial trial idea to funding. Step 5. Output and impact. Finally, it's important to think about the future impact of your surgical trial. After all, the purpose of the research is to improve healthcare and patient outcomes. BASICS recruited over 1,600 patients and showed that antibiotic shunts reduce the infection rate from 6% to 2%, but that silver shunts did not. Antibiotic shunts are now used routinely and are the standard of care in the UK and Ireland. Surgical trials are important for working out the best treatment for patients. If you have an idea for a surgical trial but don't know how to get started, contact the Northwest Surgical Trials Centre. We'll respond to your query and arrange a follow-up meeting to discuss your idea. We're here to help you design your study and support you as a chief investigator.